ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ, ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ NRI ਵਰਲਡ ਦੀ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਇਸ ਖਾਸ ਪੇਸ਼ਕਸ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ ਤੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਹਾਂ ਜਸਲੀਨ ਕੌਰ। ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਐਪੀਸੋਡ ਦੀ। ਓਨਟਾਰੀਓ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਵਧ ਰਹੇ ਓਮਿਕਰੋਨ ਕੋਵਿਡ-19 ਵੇਰੀਐਂਟ ਦੇ ਕੇਸਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਘਟਾਉਣ ਲਈ ਅਤੇ ਹੈਲਥ ਕੇਅਰ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਉੱਤੇ ਭਾਰ ਨਾ ਪਵੇ, ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਓਨਟਾਰੀਓ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਨਵੀਆਂ ਪਾਬੰਦੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਐਲਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ। ਇਹ ਨਵੀਆਂ ਪਾਬੰਦੀਆਂ 5 ਜਨਵਰੀ ਤੋਂ ਲਾਗੂ ਹੋਣਗੀਆਂ, ਜਿਸ ਅਧੀਨ ਇਨਡੋਰ ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਗੈਦਰਿੰਗਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿਰਫ 5 ਵਿਅਕਤੀ ਅਤੇ ਆਊਟਡੋਰ ਗੈਦਰਿੰਗਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿਰਫ 10 ਵਿਅਕਤੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੀ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋਣ ਦੀ ਇਜਾਜ਼ਤ ਹੋਏਗੀ। ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਰੈਸਟੋਰੈਂਟਸ ਅਤੇ ਬਾਰਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਨਡੋਰ ਡਾਈਨਿੰਗ ਦੀ ਇਜਾਜ਼ਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਵੇਗੀ ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਸਕੂਲਸ ਵੀ 17 ਜਨਵਰੀ ਤੱਕ ਆਨਲਾਈਨ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਗਏ ਨੇ ਅਤੇ ਗੈਰ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਸਰਜਰੀਜ਼ ਫਿਲਹਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਗੀਆਂ।
We need to implement measures that further reduce contacts and mobility. Effective Wednesday, January 5th at 12:01 a.m., Ontario will return to a modified Step 2 of the roadmap to reopen. The plan will be released before we confronted Omicron, laid out 2 clear reasons why we would implement province-wide measures. First, the introduction of a new variant. Second, if our healthcare system was threatened. Today, we face both of these.
Measures include reducing social gathering limits to 5 people indoors and 10 people outdoors, requiring businesses and organizations to ensure employees work remotely unless the nature of their work requires them to be on site, closing indoor dining at restaurants, bars, and other food or drink establishments while permitting outdoor dining with restrictions, takeout, drive-through, and delivery, closing select indoor settings, including theaters, cinemas, and museums, but permitting outdoor establishments to open with restrictions, closing indoor sport and recreational facilities, including gyms, and permitting outdoor sport facilities to operate with certain requirements. Retail settings, including shopping malls, will operate at 50% capacity along with personal care services. And indoor weddings, funerals, and religious services will be limited to 50% capacity, with outdoor services limited to the number of people that can maintain 2 meters of physical distance. In addition, on January 5th, the province will reinstate Directive 2 for hospitals and regulated health professionals, instructing hospitals to pause all non-emergent and non-urgent surgeries and procedures in order to preserve critical care and human resource capacity in the healthcare system. These measures will be in place for at least 21 days, until January 26, 2022, subject to trends and key indicators, and of course in consultation with Ontario's Chief Medical Officer of Health. I want everyone to know this was not an easy decision. This is not the situation any of us wanted to be in. I know everyone is tired, especially after what was a tough holiday season. But based on the data, emerging evidence on Omicron, and what our hospital partners are experiencing on the ground, these additional time-limited measures are needed to preserve our hospital capacity as we accelerate our booster dose rollout.
ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ ਮੇਅਰ ਜੌਨ ਟੋਰੀ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਵੀ ਸਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਕੋਵਿਡ-19 ਅਪਡੇਟ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਗਿਆ। ਇਸ ਦੌਰਾਨ ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ ਦੀ ਚੀਫ ਮੈਡੀਕਲ ਹੈਲਥ ਆਫਿਸਰ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਐਲੀਨ ਡੇਵਿਲਾ ਵੀ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਰਹੇ।
We've been working throughout the Christmas period and the New Year's holiday to respond to the Omicron threat. This variant is particularly problematic because it spreads quickly. It is highly contagious, and the best defense against it, according to the trusted medical professionals, many of them, is 3 doses of vaccine. In response to the rapidly spreading and highly transmissible Omicron variant, my focus and the focus of the entire City of Toronto government and the entire City of Toronto Team Toronto is on continuing to implement proactive measures to protect the health and safety of residents, businesses, and staff, to ensure that essential and critical city services, including our Team Toronto vaccination efforts, continue to be delivered. We have made good progress helping people get their 3rd doses. More than 650,000 3rd doses were administered in the month of December alone, and more than 37% of eligible residents now have their 3rd dose. And we have already administered more than 100,000 vaccine doses to kids across the city. We are continuing to implement the Toronto Omicron Action Plan introduced last month, and that plan includes dramatically increased Team Toronto vaccination capacity to deliver third doses, continued city outreach and support to vulnerable residents who need help, elevated emergency response, and ongoing cooperation with other governments, including increased advocacy for support for residents and businesses who need that support. We have increased Team Toronto's vaccination capacity from 400,000 to more than 1.2 million doses per month throughout the city, including doing so through all 5 of the city's Toronto-run mass immunization clinics and mobile clinics, and we hope to announce additional new appointments in the coming days. We've also done so at more than 525 pharmacies. That number has risen to 525 pharmacies throughout the city. We've done it through primary care providers, principally doctors. Hundreds more have signed up over the holidays. And of course, we've had the constant presence and cooperation and partnership with hospital clinics and Ontario Health Team clinics.
ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ ਰਿਚਮੰਡ ਦੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਭਾਰਤ ਦੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਸੂਬੇ ਦੇ ਹਸਪਤਾਲਾਂ ਲਈ ਲੋੜੀਂਦੀਆਂ ਕਿਡਨੀ ਡਾਇਲਿਸਿਸ ਮਸ਼ੀਨਾਂ ਭੇਜੀਆਂ ਗਈਆਂ ਹਨ ਅਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਕੋਲੰਬੀਆ ਦੇ ਹੜ੍ਹ ਪੀੜਤਾਂ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਆਰਥਿਕ ਤੌਰ ਉਤੇ ਮਦਦ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ। ਜ਼ਿਕਰਯੋਗ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਵੀ ਰਿਚਮੰਡ ਦੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਭਾਈਚਾਰੇ ਨੇ ਕੋਰੋਨਾ ਫੈਲਣ ਦੌਰਾਨ ਮਦਦ ਵਜੋਂ ਭਾਰਤ ਦੇ ਹਸਪਤਾਲਾਂ ਲਈ ਆਕਸੀਜਨ ਮਸ਼ੀਨਾਂ ਭੇਜੀਆਂ ਸਨ। ਰਿਚਮੰਡ ਦੇ ਹਾਈਵੇ ਟੂ ਹੈਵਨ ਉੱਤੇ ਸਥਿਤ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਕਲਚਰਲ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਆਫ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਨਾਨਕ ਨਿਵਾਸ ਨੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਹਸਪਤਾਲਾਂ ਲਈ ਲੋੜੀਂਦੀਆਂ 8 ਕਿਡਨੀ ਡਾਇਲਿਸਿਸ ਮਸ਼ੀਨਾਂ ਖਰੀਦਣ ਲਈ $1 ਲੱਖ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਸਨ। ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਵਧ ਰਹੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੀ ਗਿਣਤੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਕਈ ਸਾਲਾਂ ਦੌਰਾਨ ਪੰਜਾਬੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਕ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਘਟਨਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਸ਼ਾਮਿਲ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਬੀਤੇ ਦਿਨੀ ਗੋਲੀਬਾਰੀ ਮਾਮਲੇ ਦੀ ਪੜਤਾਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਓਨਟਾਰੀਓ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਦੀ ਡਫਰਿਨ ਇਕਾਈ ਦੇ ਅਫਸਰਾਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ 17 ਜਣਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਗ੍ਰਿਫਤਾਰ ਕਰਦਿਆਂ ਹਥਿਆਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਬੰਧਿਤ 28 ਦੋਸ਼ ਆਇਦ ਕੀਤੇ ਗਏ ਹਨ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾਤਰ ਵਿਅਕਤੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੱਸੇ ਗਏ ਹਨ। ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਔਰੇਂਜਵਿਲ ਦੇ ਉੱਤਰ ਵੱਲ ਸਥਿਤ ਮੈਲੰਗਥੌਨ ਇਲਾਕੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 1 ਜਨਵਰੀ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਾਮ 5:45 ਵਜੇ ਗੋਲੀਆਂ ਚੱਲਣ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਸੁਣੀ ਗਈ ਸੀ। ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਗੋਲੀਬਾਰੀ ਅਤੇ ਹਥਿਆਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਬਰਾਮਦਗੀ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਮਾਮਲੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਹੋਰ ਸ਼ਖਸ ਦੀ ਭਾਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਔਰੇਂਜਵਿਲ ਦੀ ਅਦਾਲਤ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੇਸ਼ੀ ਮਾਰਚ ਦੇ ਮਹੀਨੇ ਦੌਰਾਨ ਹੋਵੇਗੀ। ਸੋ NRI ਵਰਲਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਫਿਲਹਾਲ ਸਮਾਂ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਦਾ। ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਇਹ ਖਾਸ ਪੇਸ਼ਕਸ਼ ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਜਾਰੀ ਰਹੇਗੀ। ਜਲਦ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਫਿਰ ਤੋਂ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ NRI ਵਰਲਡ ਵਿੱਚ। ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਫੂਡ ਇਨਸਿਕਿਉਰਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਜਿੱਠਣ ਲਈ ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ ਦੀ ਸੰਸਥਾ ਕੁਕਸ ਹੂ ਫੀਡ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਹੱਥ ਨਾਲ ਤਿਆਰ ਕੀਤੇ ਗਏ ਏਪਰਨ ਵੇਚੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਨ। ਵੇਚੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਏਪਰਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਲੋੜਵੰਦ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ 100 ਪੌਸ਼ਟਿਕ ਖਾਣੇ ਮੁਹੱਈਆ ਕਰਵਾਏ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ। ਇਸੇ ਇਨੀਸ਼ੀਏਟਿਵ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਖਾਸ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਕੁਕਸ ਹੂ ਫੀਡ ਦੀ ਫਾਊਂਡਰ ਸੀਮਾ ਸੰਘਵੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ। Hello Seema, welcome to PDC Punjabi.
Thank you for having me.
Seema, my first question to you is how the idea about Cooks Who Feed came to your mind, how this initiative started?
So the idea kind of happened organically. So I'm very much a foodie. You know, I've always loved to cook, always loved to eat. But it's always really bothered me how many people don't get to experience food the way that I do. And can't even meet their basic needs. And in 2016, I was lucky enough to visit this NGO in Delhi, India, where they were hiring these marginalized women and teaching them how to sew, teaching them how to be seamstresses, and trying to give them full-time, fair, safe work. And at that moment, that's when I thought, okay, what if we created a product that we could sell and these ladies could make the product so I could help employ them, but also the products would have a give back model to try to fight hunger. So it was really at that moment that I kind of connected the dots and came up with the idea for Cooks Who Feed.
So you're selling aprons to help needy people. Why did you choose apron, and how do you think they're helping in providing support and fighting the hunger?
Yeah, so I chose aprons because I thought, okay, first of all, most people use an apron, so that's a good product to make. Also, because I'm a foodie, I wanted to sell something that, that would be useful to other food lovers, other home cooks. So I wanted to sell to people that I understood, because I myself, as I said, I'm very much a foodie. And how we give back is that every time an apron is sold, we provide 100 meals to the hungry. And we do that because we share the profits from every sale with our charity partners. And we have 3 charity partners around the globe that recover surplus food. So food that would typically go to waste, like extra surplus food, they take that and actually give it to people who need it. So we have a partner here in Canada, one in the US, and one in India as well.
So how many meals you have provided so far, and what's your goal?
So far, we've raised over 420,000 meals. Our goal was to hit around 500,000 this year. So I don't know if we're going to hit it, but we're getting really close, which is great. My goal for next year is to hit the 1 million meal mark. So we've been in business now for about 2 years. So next year will be our 3rd year in business. And by the end of that year, I'd like to hit 1 million meals.
Wow, that's great. That's great. Seema, has anyone reached to you from the community? Has anyone come forward to give the support to your organization?
Well, as I mentioned, we do work with a charity partner in Canada. So Second Harvest is our community partner, our Canadian partner. And we do a lot of work with them in addition to providing the 100 meals, just other fundraising activities that they do throughout the year and volunteer work. So that we're heavily involved in that as well. And in addition to that, we've gotten support from a lot of local businesses. So we're based in the GTA. And we sell our aprons to a lot of businesses as well that require, whether it's aprons to run their business. So for example, some culinary schools. We also sell to realtors and home builders who give gifts to clients who buy homes, the housewarming gift. So they include our aprons as well in their gift. So we've had a lot of support in that way from small businesses. And then of course we work with some local chefs as well. So some of our aprons have been designed by some well-known Canadian chefs. And we've named those aprons after the one that they designed. So who designed your apron.
Absolutely. We know that a lot of people try to contribute to the community. They want to give their best to the community. But why do you think that this is the right way to give back to the community?
I think there's lots of ways that people can help and contribute to their community. But what I wanted to do was create a product that, we're not asking for a donation. We're a lot of people who buy our products buy them as gifts for their friends or for themselves. So you're buying something that you're already going to spend the money on something. You might as well spend it on something that has a give back model that okay, it's providing the meals, it's supporting marginalized women, providing them with fair trade work. I think more and more people care about what companies they're supporting and where their money is going. So I think, it's always wonderful to donate to charities, but I think if you're going to spend money on something, why not spend it on something that has impact?
Seema, we know that you are distributing meals and providing support to the needy people, but I think at the same time, the awareness is very important. So how are you educating people about this?
Yeah, so we send out regular newsletters to all of our customers, telling them ways that, ways they can contribute, help, whether it's, eliminating their own food waste or providing meals to people in their own community. But also just the knowledge, right? I find a lot of people don't understand how much food is just going to waste that can be used to provide meals to the hungry. I think a lot of people don't know that hunger is everywhere and how much hunger exists in their own communities. So a big part of what we do is just educating our customers, about what's been happening, not just locally, but also around the world, about these issues.
All right, last question to you. Are you looking for any volunteers, and how people can connect with you if they want to be part of your organization?
We're always looking for volunteers. I would never turn down anyone who wants to volunteer. If they want to reach out to me, they can do so by just emailing me directly. So it's just Seema, SEEMA, @cookswhofeed.com. You can also find me on LinkedIn. We do actually hire a few volunteers every few months. Volunteers help us with our social media, with our newsletters, helping us do research, and also helping us come up with new designs and new product ideas for ourselves. So for example, we recently launched our kids line as well. So we have our adult aprons and now we have our child aprons. And in the new year, we're launching our tea towels and linen napkins. And those were actually designed by Chef Vikram Vij, who is based in Vancouver.
That's great, and I think he can definitely encourage many people to be part of this initiative. Before I let you go, any message for the viewers?
One thing I always like to tell people is that hunger is not something that one person can solve. me or Cook Feed, we cannot solve hunger. It requires everyone to be involved. And I think everyone can do something, whether it is, donating a small amount, whether it's buying an apron, whether it's giving their time to a shelter or a soup kitchen. Everyone has the capacity to do something. And I think it's figuring out what works best for you and trying to do that, because if everyone did something small, it would have a really large impact.
All right. Thank you, Seema, for joining PTC Punjabi and for sharing all your information with our viewers, and we wish you good luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
ਸੋ NRI ਵਰਲਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਸੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਖਾਸ ਪੇਸ਼ਕਸ਼। ਉਮੀਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਡੀ ਇਹ ਛੋਟੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਪਸੰਦ ਆਈ ਹੋਵੇਗੀ। ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕੋਈ ਸਵਾਲ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਆਪਣਾ ਕੋਈ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਂਝਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਲਿਖ ਕੇ ਭੇਜੋ feedback@ptcnetwork.com ਤੇ। ਮਿਲਾਂਗੇ ਅਗਲੇ ਹਫਤੇ, ਉਦੋਂ ਤੱਕ ਲਈ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦਿਓ ਇਜਾਜ਼ਤ ਤੇ ਦੇਸ਼ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੀਆਂ ਖਬਰਾਂ ਲਈ ਬਣੇ ਰਹੋ PTC ਨਿਊਜ਼ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ।